Okay, I've got another deck to share. This one is a practically all Stage 2 deck, and it's had a few more wins than I anticipated, and I really liked the trollness of it, so I'm going to share it here. This is in the expanded format during Team Up, and we are using the Detective Pikachu Greninja. Evasion Jutsu, it's an ability. Flip a coin if you would receive damage. Heads means it fails. On top of that, since its name is Greninja, you can use its break ability as well. Gains a bit more HP, and deals 60 damage by discarding an energy. Furious Shurikens, the 60 damage from the ability, plus 2 50s here, you're dealing 160 damage a turn for 2 energy. That is pretty good. Now in order to get set up, of course we have the a-vulpix, search out 2 Pokemon with an attack. Its evolution Ninetales searches out 2 items. The 2 items, usually rare candy, but I can also go with a Battle Compressor and Versus Seeker. Battle Compressor took me a while to learn, but rather than discarding the cards you don't want, discard the cards you do want. Aside from Pokemon. If you want a supporter like, say, Bridget to get out 3 basics quickly, you can Battle Compressor it, then use Versus Seeker, get it into your hand, and then you can play it immediately. Town map, quite a few cards get prized up that you want. I didn't have room for a Gladian, so I decided town map might be a bit better. And it's an item, so that means a little Ninetales can search it out. Brock's Grit. You will go through cards fast in this deck. You will deck out way earlier than your opponent. Brock's Grit is an alternate to Fisherman for if you lose a Pokemon or you discard your energies. Brock's Grit is the late game, Fisherman is early game. You might have noticed Greninja says Evasion Jutsu is only for damage. Bent Spoon prevents everything else. Now I said that we were going to be using Versus Seeker and Bridget, Acerola, Brock's Grit. I'm not running much of everything, so how do I use them so often? Well, the answer is Florges. Florges, flip a coin, put an item card back onto the top of my deck, Swampert, discard a card, draw 3, or the card you chose in 2. So if you need a Versus Seeker, flip for Versus Seeker. If you want a Timer Ball, flip for Timer Ball. If you want to get a rare candy back because someone killed off a Meganium, get a rare candy back. Oh, and by the way, Meganium, skip the stage 1 and evolve the same turn. So everything's here, everything's pretty clear. We got the Splash Energy because we're only running 2 Greninja and we need to cycle those. And Special Charge to get the Splash Energies back into the deck. Don't forget, you're going to be thinning quickly. Swampert, more likely to draw them back. Now here's the few battles that I managed to record that did not get corrupted on recording. I don't yet have any music library. I'm working on recording stuff on the piano, but that's taking time. If there's a website that you guys would recommend for good background music for video game stuff, please let me know. These battles are going to be in order of play, not order of quality. And as such, this is an older build where I was still using counter energy and I hadn't yet gotten my special charge. And as you can see, I'm not getting actually, this is out of order. This is the Noivern deck. Noivern has the same ability as the Detective Pikachu Greninja, except for he does 30 damage to all Pokemon. So if I have a full team of 6 out, that's 180 damage, compared to 160 across 2 Pokemon. He gets more damage to a full bench. I get more damage onto less Pokemon, meaning I can KO what I want. As you can see, I got that early Bridget. I got out my Chikorita so that I can evolve it, my Mudkip so I can draw, and 2 Vulpix just in case he knocked out the first. So he's mixing up with Noivern GX. Likely has Ditto Prism Star because you don't have enough Noivern bats to evolve everything. Future Sight. This Absol could be annoying if I can't get rid of it before it uses Doom News. So here I'm just playing everything down. I really wanted to add Super Boost Energy so I can attack with anyone else since I have so many Stage 2s. But in this version I said, you know what? I just want to see how good Greninja is. I know Super Boost Energy Swampert is good. Let's try something else. So feel free to add a Super Boost Energy if you want. And as you can see, setup is pretty easy, especially if they take time to set up. If you get to keep your Vulpix out, keep your Vulpix out. I have 4 Vulpix, I believe. And if you don't think you can keep your Vulpix out, just search one Pokemon and another Vulpix. If you have one on your bench already. That'll be a couple turns free where you don't have to send out a little Ninetales for rare candy immediately. The reason why I didn't roll the Ninetales was because I wanted to try to beat out this Noivern. I knew I could only guarantee a death with my ability, not my damage. And here we go, Fisherman and Florges with the Versus Seeker. I have 2 Florges in my deck, which means that if I can get both out onto the field, that's a 75% chance to regain an item or a supporter in Versus Seeker's case, and a quarter chance that I'll get 2 items rather than just 1. Fisherman, I needed the discard draw. And here we go. Time to slowly sweep. I really looked for more GX-based decks to fight, and I did get a few of them. Problem is, most of them didn't survive encoding into this video format. Battle Compressor, now I can get out more cards that I want. I can get out more cards for Fisherman. I can get out a supporter that I really want. I think in this early format I did have Kuzma, so I can use 2 giant water shurikens if I wanted. That would make the total rise from 160 to 220. And battle's over. Next up, I got Bridget, 2 Alolan Vulpix, and a Froakie. Really good setup. I also got Counter Energy. Like I kind of pointed out before, I'm sacrificing Vulpix. I'm sacrificing Ninetales to make room on the bench. You can play Counter Energy this deck, especially if they have a tag team like that Celebi back there. Celebi really can be annoying. It is super effective damage. But let's see how this goes. I Beacon. I know I'm going to need more cards than I currently want, but that's the best I can do. If he does not attack KO me this turn, then I can set everything up. It's like, eesh. Even at 1.75 speed, these battles go a little too slow for post-narration. And I couldn't do this live, sorry. But there's a Leafeon GX. I fully anticipated he would use his GX attacks, get out an Exeggutor and an Ivysaur. Didn't do it. Maybe he had more basics that he wanted. This time I get a rare candy and a Battle Compressor. I wanted to thin my deck. As you can see, this is the earliest battle, and I was used to thinking Battle Compressor equals cards I don't want. So that's why I got rid of the Bridget. And also the Cynthia, because I had cards I wanted in my hand. You can see how wrong I was. I should have milled cards that I wanted, not ones I didn't. Red card gets rid of my Greninja. gives me the Fisherman and a Versus Seeker. So I can Versus Seeker Cynthia, that's a bonus. The opponent has the Cynthia as well. Reshuffle your hand, draw 6. He gets out 4 basics that can evolve. Gets out the bodybuilding dumbbells. Gives it to the tanky Leafeon who can heal himself. I have no idea why he's playing that stadium. It gives me the heals and his team. I don't see any electric types. Now that I'm behind on prizes, counter energy will help. And here's the Cynthia. I play that for safety. Timer ball to see what I can get. I decided to go with the rare candy because I needed to thin my hand. And this is going to be an uphill battle. Leafeon can heal, I think, any Pokemon that has grass energy. Rare candy to Venusaur, so he wasn't running the Ivysaur. That's why he didn't use his GX attack. And I have one more turn of setup, and I decided to use it by getting the Vulpix out for Beacon. I can use the Break, I can use the Florges, and since I have a Splash Energy on the Greninja, I didn't need to grab a second Greninja. This Vulpix, it's fodder. I'll be 2 prize cards behind. Counter energy will let me KO a 2 non-GX before losing effect or 1 GX. Solar Beam takes him down 4 prizes. And it's time to have some fun. I was a little undecisive of how to proceed. And here's where I figured out, yes, I do need to discard cards I want. Finally got a hold of it. Giant Water Shuriken. Discard the water in my hand. Here I'm just double checking what I need to do. Quick Reckoning Herd the Florges to see if I can get that Versus Seeker back. Oh wait, never mind. I should have Fisherman. Oh well. But with that Shrine of Punishment, that's, was it 3 or 4 GXs back there? Okay, currently 3, so that's 30 extra damage on the board. I just grabbed the Acerola. I don't know why. I get the Timer Ball, just so I can do something with thinning my deck. Pure Shuriken, Leafeon, and Venusaur are the big prizes. I want to grab those. And here we go. A GX Executor. I wasn't quite familiar with that one. And if at any point you guys don't know these cards and I hover over them, you can pause the video, see what they do. So Leafeon can heal off 50 damage, which is equal to a Raging Shuriken, but a Giant Water Shuriken is too much. Pollen Hazard hits through Evasion Jutsu, but no burn, no confusion, no poison, thanks to the Vent Spoon. I get all my energies back. And time to Giant Water Shuriken. I know he has to go for his GX attack. I'm forcing him to use his GX attack. The thing is, his deck still has twice as many cards as his discard, but he is going to lose Celesaur next turn. Guaranteed. He has to heal. I forced it out of him, and I was relying on luck. He adds a Rainbow Energy to get the 5th energy on there. And he increases his deck size by 1/3. Not much. I get the heads, but there's no second Detective Pikachu Greninja. It's in the prizes. Here's where I kind of realized I needed a town map. I probably played that a little too preemptively. The Giant Water Shuriken hits Celesaur again. Cynthia, see what I can find. Got the bent spoon. Got another timer ball, just wasted it. Tried to thin the deck. And here I go again. Leafeon is now really close to dead. If he wants to survive, he has to switch it in. I can now focus on the other GXs out there. Again, hits the tails, manages to hit through. Froakie comes out, I get all my Pokemon back. I can Quick Ripening Herb the front Greninja. I cannot play the Break the same turn. And here's where I decide to spread the damage out a little more. Try to get as many KOs simultaneously before Counter Energy fails. Because Counter Energy, if you are not behind on prizes, it's just a color synergy, which doesn't work. Ninja Boy switches in a Bulbasaur, so I get only one prize. And he realizes that he messed up. Battle number 3. This was a grab bag opponent, but since I had such a poor start, I kind of liked it. I have no idea really what that Hydreigon was there for. It seemed to be just filler. And this is Ultra Necrozma. I am not running any colorless Pokemon. Not Ultra Necrozma, regular Necrozma. No colorless Pokemon. And that Mr. Mime was interesting. He can prevent odd damage. So I wondered if my Raging Shuriken from Detective Pikachu Greninja was able to get it or not. I decided to go for the Swampert. I needed the draws. Battle Compressor. I want to bridge it. Brock Skrit, it comes later, and I'd like an energy. Water Reserve. Grab 3 extra water. And the opponent. He has a heavy draw/discard deck. That's Sableye. He can discard whatever he wants. He got the Team Player Grunt. I now have no energy. This could be annoying. Especially if anyone figures out my Florges versus secret trick. I'm the only person that I've seen in Expanded use it. It's like they don't want to run supporters. It's like they don't want a Battle Compressor that's useful rather than just what isn't useful, if that makes sense. I decided to use the rare candy here. I've got Fisherman. I can recover my lost water energy. And luckily I get a second Vulpix, so I can search out a Froakie and a Ninetales. Because I can play Ninetales guaranteed next turn. Ninetales gets me the rare candy. Rare candy gets me the Meganium. Meganium gets me the Greninja. And I have a Splash Energy and a Water Energy in my hand, plus Fisherman, after discarding the Water Energy using Swampert. Another card that could be useful with this deck is the Aqua Patch. However, I didn't want to juggle between choosing Aqua Patch and choosing Versus Seeker, and I had too many safety cards for me to think about which one I actually wanted to use. Kind of like how you are playing a video game and you get to a boss and you're like, I can use this item to heal, but what if I really need it later? It's kind of annoying having to figure out when to use an item and when not to. So I decided to just go with this setup here. Without the Splash Energy. Definitely could be helpful. I mean, not Splash Energy, Aqua Patch to get everything up. Okay, Greninja's here. I can go Mega Greninja, Greninja Break, or I can go... Yeah, if I was smarter, I would have played the Versus Seeker for Bridget, and Bridget the Flabébé, so that I can just Vulpix for Florges and Greninja Break. That's what I should have done if I didn't already have Greninja Break in my hand. Lucky me. So I've got my extra Froakie. If I can get an extra Greninja, that'd be extra helpful. And I think after this battle, I took Guzma out of my deck. Guzma, it is helpful in situations, but in general, I don't really need it as much. But what I really need now is, what I really need now is an Acerola and Shrine of Punishment, so that I can get that Ninetales off the bench. As you can see, if you can get the initial setup, it's really easy to get everything else going. I Guzma in the Malamar, since Malamar will take 2 turns to retreat. And here we go. Giant Water Shuriken. Necrozma has extra health, it has 200. It needs a little more focus. And here's where I figured out it does work. I forgot if Mr. Mime was just active or if it was only direct damage. And since Raging Shuriken is indirect damage by effect, you could hit it. Lucky me. Now he can't charge up what he wants. He does not have Psychic Energy in the discard yet, I believe. Yep, it's on the Mr. Mime. Now that I know I can hit the Mr. Mime, I might as well take it out. Timer Ball fails. Florges fails 2 times in a row. Yep, I decided to take out Mr. Mime, see what I can get out of the prizes. Power Draw away the Meganium. Battle Compressor. And look how many cards I have left in my deck. He has 35, I have 14. You do run out of cards in this deck. I got a Cynthia, not very helpful, and I got Water Energy, helpful, especially if I can't get out of Versus Seeker into a Fisherman again. First Energy onto Malamar, preparing to retreat it. Psychic Recharge, trying to power up that Necrozma. Yeah, that Hydreigon is not very good in my opinion. I still can't remember off the top of my head what it does, even though we just flashed it. But it seemed a little expensive for a deck like this. Here's the Shrine of Punishment. I need the Acerola. I Wondrous Gift first. I got the Versus Seeker. Swampert. I have the Versus Seeker. Don't need that Cynthia. And here's the Acerola. Grab the Fisherman. Timer Ball, see what I can get. I wanted the second Florges. Giant Water Shuriken. Just take it out. Played the Splash Energy onto Swampert. I didn't want to lose him. He's my draw. 8 cards left in my deck, and I'm deciding to use Shrine of Punishment to take out Necrozma and just focus the damage on the others. Sableye, does he want his top card or not? He does want it. Shrine of Punishment, whittling me away. Giant Water Shuriken, I have 5 Water Energy in my hand. I can definitely get away with that. The other Shrine of Punishment, Wondrous Gift, was a heads. I Acerola back. And forfeit. Ooh. This looks like a bad start. It really does. But it's not if I draw an energy. Because I have Bridget. And I have Battle Compressor and Versus Seeker. Battle Compressor, Versus Seeker. Get me whatever supporter I want turn 1. But since I already have Bridget, use Bridget. Battle Compressor. Let's see what I chose. Yeah, I did not want Brock's Grid or Fisherman or the Bridget. I just was thinning. I knew I was going to lose Chikorita, so play the 2 Chikorita. And I held. I wanted to see what I might need with the Versus Seeker. Evolves up to the Charmeleon. This is not the energy gathering Charmeleon, so I trusted this was the regular deck Charizard, the one that can Roaring Resolve. Versus Seeker, another Bridget, because I can. So I decided to get out one of everything I needed, double check that I did have their stage 2s. And I hold off for Beacon. Get my draw, get my attacker. Let's do this. And since this is the non-GX Charizard, I can use Shrine of Punishment to discard. And here's that Charizard that I told you about. 50 damage per fire energy removed, plus 30. And I find it interesting that he timer balled for the Flareon. I wondered if he had the energy evolution Eevee or not. Here's where I realized I probably should have searched out a-vulpix. But I got 2 rare candies so I can evolve everybody up this turn. There's the Meganium, there's the Swampert, there's the Greninja. Power draw. I decided to discard the Meganium first. Got the Versus Seeker. Did I grab? Yeah, I grabbed that for later. And here's where the opponent gets real good. Here's a Great Ball into another Charmander. Professor Kukui. Now it'll be 50 damage times the amount of energy discarded plus 50. So with that 1 energy, that's 100. Roaring Resolve gives him another 100. That's a exact 1-hit KO onto the Ninetales. Two prizes left. How could anyone depend on losing so much advantage? Power draw, Shrine of Punishment. He is definitely not running his GXs. Twisted Spoon, just in case he had any. Vent Spoon, just in case he had any burning Pokemon. I hit the Charizard with the Giant Water Shuriken, just to be safe. And I Furious Shuriken the Charmeleon, because that will become Charizard fastest. Got an Acerola, so I can heal back up into the other Froakie if I get 2 energy on beforehand. Otherwise, it's not really helpful. Roaring Resolve. He's trying to go for 180 damage, and I get the heads. Avoid damage, he just discards his stuff. Power draw, I do not need the Cynthia. Battle Compressor. I do not need the Cynthia. I would like more water energies. Battle Compressor again. I double checked how many energies I have in the discard. And I get rid of Shrine of Punishment as well. Fisherman back. All the energy. Giant Water Shuriken. Eevee has 60 HP. Charizard has weakness against water. I don't really need to hit him twice. Load up the Froakie. Furious Shurikens. Let's take out a Charmander and a Charizard. And I got my other ninja. Good job. Leading off with the Moltres. Interesting choice. Opponent, he's probably spooked, and he judges. Well, I lose my Versus Seeker, but let's see if I can draw a Florges. He gave me what I wanted. Actually, maybe I could Hammer Ball as well, but let's see. I forgot what that first attack does. Please say I flash it on the screen. It looks like I don't, but I get the Florges. I get one of those earlier Versus Seekers. I discard the water energy. Versus Seeker back. The Fisherman. Opponent, 27 cards in deck. Me, 16. I decided to 1-hit KO both these Pokemon, and that's the win.